All right, good morning, guys. This morning, I am working on the mini journal challenge. So I wanted to show you what I did for the covers for this one. I'm using Tracie Fox's new kit, the Lorella. So what I did is this is my dyed folders. They were off scraps of some other journals that I made before. And honestly, I'll have to look up. I think it was just the royal purple, or maybe just purple Rit dye. And so you can see how it, some spots are darker than others. And then I embossed it with a embossing folder, and I'll probably put that one in the description box below. But yeah, so what I did is, I guess I should show you, this is what we're creating today. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but what I've done is obviously embossed it, and then I used distress inks in there to kind of bring out the embossing, and then I tipped it in gold. So I'm going to show you how I did that, and then we'll get working on the inside. So I just used the 1/4 inch on my crocodile. So, and then yesterday I was telling you that there was a funny story with my Bella Ballerina journals. Okay, actually let's go to this. So what I did first is used my new favorite worn lipstick, and I just barely went in there, kind of just tipped out the flowers just a little bit, like really light pressure. Like, the pressure I'm talking about is like you would never use too much firm pressure, like on a baby soft spot. That's how light you want the pressure. You don't want it very, very heavy at all. I don't know if I'm going to get to that story right this second, but the next color I did was a little bit of vintage photo. And then I guess to get to my story, I'll just tell you that I went in with a little bit of hickory smoke, and I'll show you that too in just a second. Okay, so the funny story is, with that design team project, the Bella Ballerina, had it all printed, had the journals completely done. And then this weekend we were at the state tournament, and I was talking to a friend about how cool Artsology kits are and how much fun I'm having on the design team. And then I was showing them the kit that I was using right off of Deb's Etsy shop. And I realized while I'm looking at this online that I'm missing some elements. Like, what the heck? So when I get home, I realized that I hadn't downloaded the second Elements kit. Ridiculous, right? Yeah, I thought it was funny. So then all day Monday and Tuesday, obviously I printed it out late Sunday night. And then, then I started with, I had to like create new spots for all of the other cool embellishments, which I knew they were there, but then like when I was putting it together, I'm like, why does it seem like I don't have enough pieces? Well, goober, it's because you didn't print them. All right, so, and then I went back over the top of this one with just a little bit of the worn lipstick again, just to kind of pull it back out. Just a few little places. And then what I did, I've got one here that's a little more color. Then I took my Wink of Stella, and I'm sure you guys have heard of this stuff, but really a little dab will do you. This tube will last you forever if you use it right. Then I just went through and just tipped out a little bit on each one of these pieces here. And I am going to go ahead and do the whole thing because then I'm not going to fold it in half for this little journal. Mostly because I could use this particular piece. Oop, see? Well, I think that's the spine area, right? Yeah, if you squeeze those too hard, you're going to be sorry because you'll end up wasting half of your Winkostella. So, yep. And I did do inking on the inside of this other color or other side, but you know, I didn't like it as well. And I'll show it to you in just a minute. And I'm really just kind of going over the top of those raised edges just to get some sparkle in there. I would too, I'll tell you a little bit about the Winkostella. Don't use it on fabric that you have used stays on ink. Whatever's in this reacts to the stays on ink and turns, like I used brown and it turned this weird green color. So I don't know what's in this Winkostella, but it was not a pretty thing. Okay, so on this one that I already have ready, see, I did go ahead and ink it, but I just don't like how it turned out. I mean, like, I like it okay to use it, but I don't like it enough to keep it on this one. All right, so if you can tell, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, we just put little parts of Winkostella. And then what I did, see, and that's what happens when you use too much, it'll leak right through. And then I'm using this metallic finish champagne gold elegant finish by Deco Art, and I got it at Hobby Lobby, and I'm 100% sure I didn't pay $7.99 for it. I think that was one of the clearances. And then I just used the lid for this particular one, and I used just a little dab on my finger, and then I just went around the edges like this, very, very, very gently. So, and then we did have my in-laws in, again, this last, for like a week. And so I know I've mentioned it before, we had, I don't have a spare room for them to stay in. So then my craft room becomes an extra bedroom when necessary. So I feel kind of bad that my Bella Ballerina journal, like half of it was out of shot, but you know, setting everything back up, you're not always sure. And then when I filmed it last night, it was like late. I was like, I'll just do it. Okay. And then just make sure you got enough of the edging on the inside. Like so. Just enough to kind of tip those edges out. So there's that. And I'm not overly picky about, like, see how it's whiter here? I kind of like that. It gives it character, I think. Okay, so then I just set it aside to dry, and don't pull a DD. Always put the lid back on your paint when you're not using it right away, okay? I can't tell you how many times I've had to clean up paint off my carpet in the craft room here. I know, craft room carpet, ridiculous, right? This is what I've decided to do. Obviously, this is the cover. And then I'm going to put this doily down, kind of in the center. And I've also tipped it in the gold as well. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. And then, again, if I'm not overly talkative, it's just because I'm concentrating. And yeah, it's been concentration has been an issue lately. I think it was all the noise of fair, which was good. And I know I mentioned yesterday that Gracie made it to state on a couple other things. So yeah, she ended up, that little journal I showed you, she ended up getting an overall reserve grand champion on it, which is like the second highest in the shooting sport standalones you can get. So that was awesome. She was super excited about that. The judge had never seen anything like it, and the judge just loved it. So yeah, there's that. And of course they have to do, I don't know how many of you are familiar with 4-H, but they have to do record books too, from their projects. Like beginning to end, they have to account for all of their finances, like how much each project cost, you know, down to like gasoline that was spent going to their projects. Okay, so I want something different, and I'm just creating here. I love these little butterflies. They came, it was kind of one of those elephants that you find at the Dollar Tree. Well, I found these a couple months ago, and I haven't used them a ton, mostly because I've been so busy over the summer, but I really want to start using them now. So yes, it looks a little weird, and then when I get the signature in there, it's going to look, I think, great. I don't know. Like I said, I am just kind of fiddling around today and playing. I haven't really just sat down and just had to play with anything other than like graphics lately. So I'm going to experiment. And maybe my journal looks like crud when we're done. Who knows? We'll see. Okay, so then I want to show you before we go on to the next step, I kind of want to show you what else I've done in pre-prep. And I will probably stop, well, maybe not stop the video. I don't know. I'll have to see how many minutes this one is, because we've been having serious internet trouble. Where it just, like, it literally, yesterday's video took me 2 hours to upload, and it was a 20-minute video. So yeah, craziness. So these are some of the pages in the Lorella kit. So then I've printed them double-sided, and then I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I have outlined all of these also in the gold. So there's this one. Here's another side to that one. Another page in the journal, or kit, I should say. And there's a little bit of a background there. So that's it for those when you print it that way. And then also in the kit, she's got, keep in mind that I printed these all 4x6 setting. So they're very tiny because it'll be for the little miniatures contest. So a lot of Tracie's already come with like a grungy or inked edging around it. So the ones that didn't have a strong edging, I did with the vintage photo, and then I again lined everything with the gold. Okay. So I did that on all of them, and then even with the envelopes, which even printing it 4x6 are still a little bit big. So we'll have to be creative on how we put these into the journal. So yeah, there are these. So I still need to glue those, but then it is edged all in gold here, so that when you close it, it's all still goldish. All right, so, and I have no idea what we're gonna do with envelopes. If you have an opinion, you should totally tell me. All right, let me check the minutes on the video now, and we'll just see where we're at. Okay, we're at 14 minutes. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop it for now. And then I will bind it, and then we'll decorate for this one. Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye.